The night my neighbor died, I realized the police were asking me the wrong questions. I didn't know my neighbor, Mr. Harlan, well enough to miss him, but I knew him well enough to notice the wrong things. He was the kind of man who waved without smiling, who collected packages from the lobby like they were evidence, who kept his curtains open just an inch, like he wanted light without being seen. The night he died, I was taking out the trash at 10:18 p.m. The hallway smelled like lemon cleaner and something faintly burned. His door was cracked open, only a finger's width, and a thin line of yellow light spilled onto the carpet. I remember pausing because he never left his door open, not even for half a second. I was halfway to the stairwell when I heard it. A soft, wet cough. Not loud, not dramatic. The kind of sound someone makes when they are trying very hard not to be heard. I should have called out. I should have pushed his door. Instead, I stood there with my trash bag in my hand, staring at that slice of light, and convinced myself it was none of my business. I took the trash downstairs. I came back up. His door was shut. At 2:04 a.m., I woke to flashing blue light crawling across my ceiling. Sirens, then nothing. Two officers knocked on my door, polite and brisk, like they had practiced their faces in the mirror. "Did you hear anything unusual tonight?" one asked. I started to say no, because that's what you say when you want life to keep moving. But the words stuck. "Maybe," I admitted. "A cough? Around 10. They wrote something down. Or pretended to. "What time did you last see him?" the other officer asked. "I didn't see him," I said. "Just the door. It was cracked." That was when both of them looked up at the same time. Not surprised. More like, confirmed. "What side was the crack on?" the first one asked. "Hinge side or handle side?" I frowned. "Handle side." They nodded like that mattered more than the cough. Then they started asking questions that didn't fit the shape of a sudden death. Not, was he sick? Or did he have enemies? But, do you know if he had visitors? And do you remember any delivery vans? And did you notice anyone standing near the elevator? I told them about the smell. Burned. Faint. I told them about the sliver of light. I told them he always kept the curtains open a little. The second officer stared past my shoulder into my apartment like he was counting windows. When they left, they didn't say, "We're sorry." They didn't say, "Call us if you remember anything." They said, "If anyone asks, you didn't notice his door." I stood there long after they walked away, the words echoing in my hallway like footsteps. I knew then, with a cold certainty, that they weren't trying to solve what happened to Mr. Harlan. They were trying to control what anyone else could prove. At 3:11 a.m., my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. They asked you the wrong questions on purpose. Check your people footage before they do. I didn't have people footage. At least I didn't think I did. Until I looked at my door and saw a tiny black ring around the peephole that hadn't been there yesterday.